Greetings, loyal citizens. Friend Computer welcomes you back to Dungeon Complex. You may recall from our last mission recording that Gibson OHKD, Love RBOY, and Mac RDOS were sent on a high-priority troubleshooting mission to clean up a dangerous mess that resulted from an unfortunate R&D incident in the infrared sector but encountered some difficulty. 3 of their clone siblings were then sent to replace them and to complete the mission with the aid of new troubleshooters Ray RVAC and Kid RCAT. We now rejoin those troubleshooters as their mission is already in progress.
Loverboy would like for us to get a multi-quarter.
That's a great idea.
PLC. As the communications officer, I would like something to record all of our sick accomplishments on. So I think a multi-quarter is probably the best tool for this task. If I
recommend the multi-quarter too.
Anything bigger is you need a vehicle to put it on, so 1 or 2 is the way to go.
Yeah, I can totally carry it.
2 has a lot of programs on it.
So we need to get the multi-quarter and the vials.
So do you guys want to go to HPDMC to request a form, or do you guys want to try to forge another form here in PLC?
Forge?
That's our team leader right there.
I'm down for filling out forms the right way.
That is the correct answer, Ted.
That is right. That was a test.
Oh, good job.
I say, alright, Gibson turns to Macar and says, do you think they'd have any glass vials down in R&D?
They absolutely do.
Well, then it sounds like we should go to R&D because there was also atomic scrubbers on this list. We don't have a printout of it, but we have 2 R&D people here.
That's right.
So maybe we should get some more if everybody died, which they did. They're clearly all dead. Gibson steps forward, he puffs out his chest and says, I will assume all financial damages for all troubleshooters on this mission.
Bank roll it.
All of you hear that. All of you can take it however you like to.
Yeah, I need a multi-quarter of some sort.
Well, that takes you the equipment guy or team leader to do a form.
Yes, so where do we land on that guy?
Alright, I'll fill out a form.
And we have to go to HPDMC first, so you guys have to actually leave PLC, go to HPDMC. It's kind of a walk around, it's a rigmarole. I'll either allow a fast talk or a Chutzpah base roll, anyone, to try and get the forms you guys need for HPDMC. You're looking for the form to obtain a form, so I'm going to do another roll after this. You want to try it first?
They are really good.
As an R&D guy, he's like a lot of experience filling out forms, right? That's the idea. You're like really good at forms. So you don't let this guy fill the paperwork?
For everything.
Go for it, man.
Alright, you guys go to HPDMC, tries to get the form to get a form.
I got a 4, which is really
Successful? Alright, you guys get the form to get a form. You guys fill out the form to get a form. So the form you guys are looking for is a requisition form for PLC. So roll me one more of those, one more time to see if that works out. Fill out one more form. If this form goes well, you get that form.
16. Oh, that's not good.
You get the form to fill out a form, but your form to fill out a form is not filled out correctly. You're not able to get the form you want. So while you got that first form, you can't get the requisition form with that form.
Right.
Is there any supervisor I can talk to?
There's always a supervisor.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to the supervisor, please.
There's an orange officer available here at this PLC if you want to try to talk to them.
Fantastic.
You're team leader. Do you want to tell the team to wait there while you go talk to somebody?
Absolutely. I say, listen, team, I'm going to go talk to this guy and get us the form that y'all cool with here.
And I say, that sounds great, and then I roll surveillance.
Alright, so you guys watch as team leader walks away. Everybody rolls surveillance as your team leader walks away to talk to somebody in the distance.
Probably.
If anybody rolls a natural 1, you'll hear everything, but if not, you'll just see.
5,
If you succeed, you'll see what's going on, so you can like see anything, but you can't lip read, just like watch. So far, it looks like no one's caught you except possibly Matt can't see what you're saying, but can like see who you're talking to, but can't read your lips or anything. You're not facing him, but he can see you talking to somebody.
Gibson steps up, starts wringing his hands before the officer and says, I'm sorry, please, but one of my underlings filled out this form incorrectly. We really need the form to request something from PLC. It's for a dangerous troubleshooter mission, and nobody can help us except for you, and how fantastic you are. And bootlick.
Right now, they think they're higher level than you, so I'll allow it.
I succeeded by 3.
What do you need for this troubleshooting
We
mission?
need a requisition form for PLC. Have an improperly filled out form to request a form.
Alright, they'll look over the form. They'll see it's kind of janky, but you're the team leader, not whoever filled this out is someone else on your team, obviously. It wasn't you.
Correct. It's the happiness officer.
Alright.
He's a very spirited lad. It's just tight.
They understand.
But
They'll say, here's the form. if PLC accepts it, it's their problem. So they're gonna like shrug off responsibility. So they're gonna give you the form and say at this point it's someone else's problem. If it gets filled out wrong after this, that's not their problem.
Gives
All right.
the form between his hands and bows, and walks back to the team and says, "Got us the form. Let's roll back to PLC."
All right, you guys head back to PLC, grab a pen. What would you guys like to add to this PLC form for this mission?
Glass vials.
Multi-quarter.
Grab 6.
This is a multi-quarter.
Multi-quarter 2, specifically.
Any other equipment you guys want?
Can we get
Do we have any
some
face masks?
easy does-its or something, too?
More hand cloths.
So these are all things getting shouted out to you. This is like the Family Feud part where everyone's like shouting out answers. You as team leader can add whatever you want, and you or the equipment person, either one of you has to sign it. So either team leader or equipment officer is gonna be responsible for everything you guys are ordering right now.
More hand cloths, but more durable hand cloths.
So go ahead and add whatever you like to that list, and then get somebody to sign for it. So it sounds like team leader, you have the form. What are you adding onto the list actually?
Yeah, 6 glass vials, multi-quarter 2, ILTR 1.
All right, and since this wasn't a form issued to you by Frank Computer, are you forging this in the official request area, or do you want to request it in the bottom area, which is not guaranteed?
Requested in the bottom area.
Face mask?
Face masks.
We both
Yes.
have the units though.
We do have the containment suits in the package.
We get that suit for good.
So now you know what's in the package that you're carrying. It's like all covered up.
Fortunately, there's only 3.
Now you know that too, because someone has said it out loud. There's 5 of you and 3 suits in that package. Unless you want to amend how many suits you get. This is the last call.
Requested more.
The bottom.
Team leader, do you want to try to request 2 more suits?
Yeah, fuck it. And we
So-
also need 4 more red tarps.
ILTR1 is accepted. You are granted 1.
Vials.
You're granted 2.
Oh
That's-
my god, perfect.
Two
That's
vials.
okay. Something. The suits.
You're granted no more suits.
Alright, that's fine. We're gonna have to
That
work
was
this
all
out.
the things that I originally had. So I'm just hygiene officer now, by the way, and I have no equipment right now.
Unless
I'm happy to help.
Yeah, no equipment's been issued yet, as far as I know. So, anything else?
I have to-
Yes.
I
The
Multi-quarter.
multi-quarter 2.
right. That's
Multi-quarter 2 is granted.
Yay.
You guys have one of those. Immediately, your communications officer, you want to go ahead and you want to start recording immediately?
Get this shit on film.
Alright, so immediately your communications officer, if you want to hand that out, equipment officer. Kid Arcat, would you like to give that to your communications officer right away? Or not? It's your call.
I give it to her.
Alright, you have a camera, so immediately she starts recording. She's like on fire. So even though nothing exciting is happening, you guys are just getting stuff at PLC. Mission's being recorded already.
Round 2.
I do a
Everything,
sound check and I toot.
apparently levels are all good.
Yes,
Everything's being recorded.
The last thing to roll for is 4 tarps, because it was written on the form.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys 3 tarps.
Okay. I mean,
3 red, and they're all red, 3 red tarps. They're picnic blanket size, they're pretty large.
At least some people can have the tarps. That's something.
yes!
I'll wear
That's
it.
a good thought. I don't know, Ray R, you might need all 3 tarps.
Triple tarping.
When we wrap the other suits, we'll have more tarps.
How's everyone feeling? Everyone
Vials,
feeling
tarps,
good?
anything else?
About this mission.
Did we get anything else besides the tarps and the vials?
The multi-quarter is now in position of the communications officer.
Yep.
I've taken up the ILTR 1 because I am LT officer as well.
I'll take the vials.
We didn't get any of those.
Got 2 vials.
Handkerchiefs.
Yeah, there's only 2. No handkerchiefs. I just have my 1 handkerchief and I have 2 vials. That's all I have.
Yes, I'll carry the tarps.
Yeah.
That's why I got trench coats.
Lots of pockets.
Carry the tarps and that box thing. Are we ready to go?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go by R&D or anything to grab anything before you go?
Yes.
You have 2 R&D members now, so that might help. That means Kid R or Mac R can cut to the front of the line and try to get some stuff and hopefully get preference. Both of you can request anything you've experienced so far as R&D equipment.
Perhaps we should get like a chemical kit or something? Analyze chemicals. This is a contamination thing, right? So,
A chemical analysis kit, do you want to add that to a list at R&D? Maybe if you and Mac do something together. Anything for you, Mac? Anything that you've ever experienced in your R&D career you want to request?
I think we're pretty good.
You guys do get a chemical analysis kit.
woo! I'm super happy.
It's basically more glass vials, but the glass vials come with like chemicals to test chemicals in. So you have glass vials, you can empty chemicals in like packets of chemicals you can add to them to like test different things for different properties. So you have that, you have whatever equipment you guys have just been issued, and whatever equipment you already own as you guys head to where you're being directed. Did you guys want to take an auto car or walk?
Just walk.
Should just.
Walk.
Yeah.
So you guys walk to an elevator down to the infrared sector, so it's a pretty long walk.
Get straight to this mission.
I'm ready to get working.
It's awkward silence.
Oh, it's not awkward. We're just determined.
Regular silence.
That's right.
You guys will pass some B3 machines, some Algedum crisp machines, fashion booths.
Now I purchased a can of the new red B3 for everybody.
10 plastic reds. Everyone gets one red B3.
I haven't had the red one yet. No, I'm gonna save it for later just in case. No, fuck it. I'm gonna fuel up.
I look at Ray suspiciously.
I was thinking about hydration later.
Cheers each other and share on a nice tall gulp of B3 red.
I bite to the side of it and then drink it that way.
Oh, you shotguns. So like
Yeah.
To the mission.
Alright,
It's a friend computer.
you guys chug the new red flavor.
Rags to riches, or so they say. Gotta keep pushing for the fortune and fame. And then I chug my red B3.
I burp very loudly.
Everyone's energized from drinking a B3. It's got that nice pep to it. It's got some fun flavor. You guys are ready to go. Remember, if you drink a B3, save the can. If you don't die and don't get vaporized, you can turn in the can on a comment card and get a B3 point later, which you can use to trade for B3 merchandise. Squish it down, save it for later. All you have to do is fill out a comment card, and you walk to your mission.
Smush it!
And you head to the elevator, which takes you down, down, down to the ever so familiar infrared zone, where you guys all originally spent most of your lives. Pretty miserable. You guys are all glad to be upgraded to red citizenship because down there, life was shitty. All you did was work hard. There's only 2 channels on TV. Up here, you get 3 channels. You couldn't get most of the snacks. The food wasn't as good. You live with more people. It's just a worse life down there. But you're headed down there now to go to an R&D facility, which you guys have all experienced at some point in your life. So you guys are in this level where there's factories. There's people waiting in line to go to a bunch of factories. There's a group of army soldiers. Those of you that are army can recognize their uniforms right away. They're well armed. They're like guarding one lab, blocking off anyone from anywhere near it. You guys will approach this cadre of guards. Who will speak for this group?
Team leader.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, team leader, what do you say to these guards?
Gibson walks up and says, "Looks like some of our clones died, huh?"
They look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, you look familiar, because you look exactly like your clone that was here about half an hour or so ago." So they shrug. They look at you sort of apologetically. They know what happened, and they sort of like gesture towards the door.
Exactly.
Gibson asks anything that might have happened after they went in.
Pretty much as soon as they went in, their communications were cut off. They don't know what happened.
We should probably distribute these suits and head on in there then, right?
Hold up. Gibson says, "Alright, there's enough of us here that we don't need guarding right exactly here."
Well, the guards are being posted. They can't leave their post because they're posted here to prevent anyone from getting this close. Like once you guys go through this door, there's there's an airlock type of area before you get in the lab. So there's a separate area. Even the door you guys are approaching right now appears to be on lockdown, and judging by there's like a flashing light on the door, it's yellow clearance. So you guys can't open the door. So it's above you guys' clearance to open the door. You know, at this point, the only way to enter this lab would be through possibly an air vent. Habitat engineering will give you knowledge of the air vents, because you have to get there through air vents now. You can't get in through the front door unless you have yellow clearance, and no one on your team has
I
yellow
don't know
clearance.
why I feel this way. Maybe it's because I'm the hygiene officer, and I know that smells is a part of hygiene, and you tell a lot by how things smell. Or maybe it's just because I'm a kindred spirit in R&D, but I feel like Kit R. Cat is just a perfect troubleshooter candidate for this specific mission.
I mean, I'll try to roll for it. I guarantee anything, but I'll do my best.
Alright, try to roll habitat engineering. You want to roll lower than your habitat engineering total.
I conjured this specifically based off of complex observational measurements.
Rolled a 10.
So no luck here. Does anyone else want to try a habitat engineering roll?
I would not like to try that.
I'm not bad.
I do have a comlink.
With the comlink, you can talk to Frank Computer.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright, so it sounds like no one else is having any luck with habitat engineering. Like, so no one knows the vent system, no one knows how the vents work. Infrared, nothing's marked very well, everything's painted black, it's hard to see the vents anyway. So no one's having any luck, so team leader is willing to try a data search. So you pull up Frank Computer, ask your question. What do you ask specifically, and then roll your number?
I ask friend computer to reset the lockdown to the previous level before it was set by my clone.
Oh shit.
Spurious logic. If you can also come with an argument why.
I succeeded
Wild ass.
on a spurious logic roll.
Alright, now tell me why you want to do this. Like, give me the argument, the spurious logic argument.
The
But
logic is that this is a new troubleshooting team, except for the genetic template laid out by friend computer. Therefore, we need to walk into this situation with as close to a clean slate as we can to better replicate results.
Alright, the door is reset to orange, and you guys are allowed to enter with anyone on orange clearance and to reassess the situation after that to reset the security parameters. So now the door is reset to orange.
I do not have orange clearance.
Oh,
Yeah, does any of us have orange clearance?
I'm sorry,
That's a very good question, isn't it?
Anybody wants to go.
I need more for you.
Gives a size and says to the equipment officer, unwrap one of those packages, please.
Yeah, I did.
You open the red package. Inside are 3 green suits.
I turn to the newest member. I turn to everybody, or the newest members on the team, and says, "Unfortunately for us, touching these suits is instantaneous treason. It is my duty, both as the team leader and the loyalty officer, to ensure treason be kept to a minimum when possible. And therefore, the only course I can see going forward is for me to infiltrate this facility and reset the security clearance. That will prevent all of you from committing treason."
What a noble act of selflessness from your team leader.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out an ID card, but not the one that you might have seen before. This one is ringed in orange.
You want them to see it.
Yeah.
You guys are welcomed into this experimental lab. Immediately when the door opens, you guys will see a 30 by 30 room, a thick pane of glass. There's no one behind the thick pane of glass anymore, but there is a ooze in the floor. There's a lot of equipment strewn about, a lot of damaged equipment. There's a damaged multi-quarter. There's only one door into the room.
Wait, so do we
Close
go
the
in
door.
or not, though?
Close the door.
Without going in?
For now.
So you close the door immediately. So roll me
So none of us are in now.
security to close the door.
Ooh, I'm good at this one. Alright, I
Wait,
succeeded
so
by
it's
4.
closing
All right,
it
so the
behind
door
you,
closes.
closing it-
You guys get a brief glimpse inside the room before the door closes. You see a 30 by 30 room, no people inside, a lot of damaged, burnt equipment. There's a damaged multi-core that's almost melted. 2 mini nukes still in good condition, although charred. There's no bodies inside. There's a goo that has not been destroyed by the heat, plastic creds. There's some B3 6-pack. There's all kinds of. There's some stuff inside. No people and some goo.
Alright,
People are burned alive. No,
Alright.
okay.
so I need to strap into this green suit.
Maybe this ooze is caustic.
And I say to everybody else, I'm like, I'm not going to order anybody to touch this because it will in fact be treason. And I cannot do that with my agreement in Friend Computer. However, it is our mission to infiltrate this facility, and may Friend Computer have mercy on our crimes. Maybe we should turn the multi-quarter off for now.
I think
I don't
Love.
know how to spell this without.
I have an
Who's
idea.
filming?
We got the tire.
You have several terms.
We have a fuckload of tarp, so we could create tarp suits.
Well, let's turn this multi-quarter off.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's just keep rolling. This is killer.
It's good footage.
guys.
Good footage.
It's incredible. You're so brave.
Might be on.
Yeah.
Might be on looking for trouble.
Well, this is
Or- oh,
my
shoot.
team leader then, who is how do I say this? So this is my team leader who is valiantly and loyally sacrificing his own well-being for the betterment of this mission that we're on. I then forfeit over my glass vials to him, this soul sacrifice, and I, with only the condition that he collect a vial for the fulfillment of our mission, and then the other vial he let me have to submit to R&D so that we can further educate ourselves on this fucking subject matter so that we're better suited if this arises in the future.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
See where our clones fail.
I would like to use my chemical analysis kit at some point.
That's also smart.
That'd be so
Not going
sick.
there.
Yeah, perhaps I should set up like my kit
Just
right outside the
give the
door on top of a tarp.
Give him the kit.
Yeah, if you
He'll do all of the research and shit in there, and we'll just hang out out here.
Files, a kit, and information. Our team leader, the most capable member of our entire squad, and
I wouldn't go that far.
the 4 of us outside here as protection from the outside.
Nothing's getting in there.
Will you leave the door open so I can film through the door?
The door closed behind you because it's a quarantine
I know,
area.
but when team leader goes back in, can we leave the door open?
Once you guys are in the room, the door closes behind you because it's a quarantine
But
area.
we're not going to go in, right?
The door's gonna
That's
close
what
and you'll be
the
stuck
team
outside.
leader was gonna
The only team leader goes in, the door closes. If only he goes in. The door will close because it's orange clearance. So
what?
either you follow the orange clearance officer in, or only the team leader goes in alone.
Yeah, am I allowed to go in? I really need to.
I don't want to encourage anybody into committing treason, which will happen the moment that anyone touches one of these green suits. I cannot, in good conscience, as loyalty officer, endorse this action. I'm in the suit.
So you put on a green suit and enter the orange clearance zone.
I have my chemical kit.
Alright, I take out the chemical kit, I take out the 2 glass vials.
I tell him you better not break this.
I'll do my best not to. Alright, and yeah, I'll enter into the control zone.
Before the door slides shut behind him, I'm going to put the multi-quarter on the ground and like slide it in on the floor. So that
Oh,
just the
shit.
multi-quarters in the room.
You guys are all in the airlock in between the hallway and this room. Team leader goes in the room alone, but you shove the camera into the room with him.
Yeah, so I can watch him.
On the floor.
Be a badass.
Alright, camera on the floor, so right now it only sees your feet and like legs, but the farther you walk away, the more of it sees of you.
Yeah.
As you walk towards this ooze, you've donned the green suit,
Yeah.
You're alone in this room, no one with you. All of your teammates outside, hanging out together, shooting the breeze.
Is friend computer even here with me?
I mean, for computers everywhere watching. There's cameras. You don't see the eye. There's no view screens. I mean, it's infrared, so they don't have a lot of view screens everywhere. There are cameras. Friend computer can't talk to you unless you have a comlink. Friend computer is watching for sure.
I do have a comlink.
Oh, if you have a comlink, then you communicate whatever you want. And friend computer is watching through these cameras for sure.
That makes me feel much better. So I'm going to approach the ooze.
All right, you walk towards the ooze. It's moving towards you very slowly as you approach it, but much more slowly than you move, of course.
Inspect the area around me to see what there is around. We got the mini nukes. Are there any glass vials left?
The glass vials have survived. Everything glass, metal, and plastic has survived. Some things have been hurt, have been charred by the explosion. Some of the glass has been melted, but not totally ruined. So some of the vials are like not the proper shape, not probably the proper size.
That's fine. All right,
not ruined. Some stuff is charred. Some of the equipment is partially ruined. The scrub brushes are ruined, but
I'm gonna search for a misshapen vial.
you can find one. It won't hold as much fluid as it used to, but it can hold something.
I don't care about its capacity. I'm gonna take the proper shaped vial in my hands and use the improper one to scoop up some goo.
All right, so it starts to like cover the vials in your hands. It spreads as you're doing this. Roll an endurance roll when you're doing it.
Outside, I'm just kind of making conversation with, and I take my handkerchief out and I say, "Listen, I've been around these people, and so I know that they're all committing within safety standards. But you guys, you guys are new. I want you to take my handkerchief, and I want you kind of roll it up into a tube, just kind of like dab your tongues with it, please. Both of you, please. Ray and Kit, mind obliging as hygiene officer. I just want to make sure, because there's a lot of noxious fumes around, dabbing your tongue could also take away any of these excess chemicals that are coming on to us. Ray R, Kid R, our new recruits, please dab your tongues on my cloth.
I succeeded by 5.
Now, so it does not paralyze you, but it's coating you. So as you're scooping it, it starts like slowly coating your arm. It's like as it touches you, it goes faster and faster. It moves faster once it touches you.
On the green suit?
Even on the green suit, it's eating it. It doesn't seem to harm the gloves, but as soon as it gets past your wrist, past the gloves, it seems to eat through the suit material.
God damn.
So while it doesn't affect the gloves or the boots. So your boots are fine, your gloves are fine. Past that, above that on the leg and above that on the arm, it seems to be eating away.
Alright, I'm going to try to like scoop it down off of it. Keep it off since it's inching. Just kind of, flick it down every so often.
Alright, you're trying to wipe yourself. Meanwhile, out in the hallway...
I look at him and I shake my head. I don't think so.
He's a hygiene officer. He knows best.
I mean, I want everyone to be hygienic.
It makes sense. I don't want to...
This will all come out in the debriefing, so, whatever your choices are.
Alright, so who licks the cloth and who doesn't?
I'm making note, writing down this. Yeah, I'm making a mental note. If I survive this, then this will all come out in the debrief, so it's out of my hands. It's above me.
I like it.
What's gonna happen after? What are you gonna do with this handkerchief? Exactly. Tell me.
I will dispose of it because it's going to be enriched with your germs. I'm a hygiene officer.
Okay, I guess I lick it very reluctantly.
Alright, you get 2 licks. Meanwhile, back inside the 30 by 30 room...
Wiping myself down to keep the spread of the goo to a minimum as I fill the vials.
You try, but it's still spreading on your suit, so you try to wipe it off, but then you touch your gloves on it and it just spreads it more. And it seems to be eating through the paper-like material of the suit very easily. While it doesn't melt the rubber of the gloves or the boots, it does melt through that material, and it's quickly breaking through to get to where your skin is.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the suit real quick.
Alright, agility check to get out of the suit as fast as you can. Versus your base.
Alright, I matched it.
For that, I might allow one part of your body to get affected. We'll say your left hand. So you get the suit off really, really fast, but you get some goo on your left hand. Roll me an endurance check first.
Succeeded by 1.
I rolled an 18 on an 8. Your left hand is incapacitated. Your left hand is basically unconscious, wounded, unresponsive, and covered in this goo that's slowly eating it away. But the rest of you is free, but your hand has got this goo on it. Once you've torn off this costume, but you still got some goo on yourself somehow.
I'm gonna pick up the vials with my elbow.
Scoop them up in the elbow pit.
Hoof it back to the door. Plug the vials up, obviously. Open the door.
Your card.
Fling them out real quick, and then close the door.
Alright, so you throw these vials out. You remain in the room? Also leave
Correct.
the room.
I'm trying to remain in the room.
Alright, so team leader tosses these vials out, opens the door really quickly, tosses these vials in the vestibule, the door closes behind him. I need people to roll, anyone that's in the room right now, which is everyone except your team leader, to roll a dexterity check. Beat your base. Beat your dexterity base. I need 3 of you to succeed. So that means 2 fails, 1 catch. So 3 of you failed.
Look at wrong number 2.
Alright, so team leader tosses out 3 vials. All 3 of you fail to catch them. They smash on the floor. Goo goes everywhere. Now there's goo in the vestibule and in the room where your team leader is. So now the vestibule is also under the contamination of this weird chemical. It's out of these vials now, it's loose. There's goo on the ground. It's translucent. It doesn't change in size. It's the same size as the goo inside the vials, but it's slowly moving towards you. It's inching towards you very slowly. You see it moving, like it's alive.
Can I grab the tarp and then, like, I throw the tarp on it?
Yeah, you can throw a tarp on it.
I throw the tarp on it, then I stomp on him.
A strength check to stomp on it.
Freak it out.
Yeah, maybe if we just soak up all of this.
Yeah, I rolled much lower.
So yeah, you jump on it. It squirts everywhere, but it doesn't kill the thing. It just squirts it on the walls. So now the goo is on the walls. But then but you see it on the walls. Like as soon as it hits the walls, it immediately starts moving back towards you, like crawling back down the walls towards you guys.
I rode away.
Yeah, and you guys are in a much smaller space. You guys are in like a 10 by 5 space, whereas Gibson's in a 30 by 30. There's much less room for you guys to hide. And both doors can only be opened by an orange officer, so you guys are trapped because none of you are orange clearance. You guys are trapped on both sides. You're in a very small room and you can't leave.
Are these like little just blobs, like collective blobs, or are they like real slimy and leaving shit behind them?
They're small blobs that don't, the masses have been spread out. And they leave a trail behind them, but most of the power seems to be concentrated in the masses that are moving slowly towards you. They could join together and become one big blob, obviously, but right now they're like 3 separate small blobs because she jumped on it.
What if we get them to crawl on the tarp somehow and then like scoop them up, tie that shit up?
Is there a way we got anything we could flick them onto the tarp?
I don't know.
It depends on what you have in your pack and your
I
supplies.
wish I had my spatula. Wait, what we have in our pack?
Pull it out. What have you got in your pockets? You have pockets on you, so.
I
Please have the spatula.
a hot torch. Can I burn them?
You can pull out a hot torch and try to burn them with it if you want.
Use the blowtorch to fucking cut off them from the collective organism, and then use the tie thing to secure the tarp.
Yeah.
And contain it, and then we just run the fuck out of here.
Alright, sure. Take out the hot torch, straighten the tarp back out.
I'm just gonna anticipate their movements using us as bait. It obviously wants to get on us.
I'm gonna start on the right. My right. I don't know.
So you hold out your torch and try to burn the right wall, whichever blobs on the right wall. The flames doesn't seem to hurt them, like even if you catch them on fire, it doesn't seem to kill it. It doesn't hurt them, it can't kill them, but they do move away from it. So you can use it to sort of direct their movement.
I guide them.
Alright, you guide them towards the tarp.
The tarp.
Perfect. You start guiding at least the ones on this wall. So there's some on the other wall, and you're guiding these ones down. Meanwhile, inside the 30 by 30 room.
So I just saw the things break, right? There's some of this goo on me.
Yeah, some goo on you eating you. There's some goo inside this room, some goo in that room.
Okay, what's the spread of the goo like on my body?
I mean, it's a spray, so it's like just a mist all over you, but since it's eating you, so the places that it's land is doing some damage to you for sure. Only a matter of time.
Alright.
After this round, to be a matter of fact.
Little pock marks that are melting.
I'm gonna open the door. Yeah, back in the vestibule.
Alright, team leaders revealed as you guys are, as Kid is scaring this thing with a blowtorch.
I think I'm about to die. Good job not catching the beakers, chuck fucks.
I say, good job throwing the beakers.
Yeah. From the elbow, who throws like that?
There's plenty of blame to be spread around, I'm sure.
I have this dead hand right here.
You're operating with one arm.
So I
Yeah.
can't really throw things.
You guys will look at his one arm, and his arm is like translucent. His arm is like turned into translucent goo. Like his arm has
I
disappeared.
only have a matter of time. I need to tarp up those now, get out of here, and I'm going to seal the lab entirely, and then blow myself up with the mini nukes that are in there.
Oh my god.
Oh, God. All right.
How selfless.
I was gonna say chop off his arm, but
It won't help.
Hurry. Yeah, we don't know, but we do know. So we know that we know, but you don't know, we know, we know. So please, can you wrap up these goos in this tarp? And
Yeah,
I'll
I
wipe
got
out
one tape shut.
we will escape, and we will make this mission a success, and even though our team leader may be sacrificed in the process, it will still be a success, and his clone will reap the rewards of his previous generation. Now, please, let's haul ass!
wait, give me my chemical analysis kit back.
It's in there. We don't have time.
We'll analyze it later. Tarp this up, and I'll clean the outside, and we gotta leave.
Roll me an agility check versus your base team leader to wrap this tarp up and scoop up whatever you need to get out of this room.
Sit up. I have one good heart.
So you need help.
I'll do it because I stomped on them.
So roll me an agility lower than your base to make it under the door in time.
Yeah, I
grab the tarp, you scared that one off the wall into the tarp. We'll say you're able to clean, the goo that's with you follows you. If there's some on your body, I apologize, it might still affect your body. So let me know if I got...
As hygiene officer, I'm wiping...
You're wiping down as fast as you can. It's eating the cloth.
Stuff involved into my pocket, and we're getting out of there.
Your pockets are melting. Everything's melting. So, but meanwhile, Kit and Gibson are alone in the larger room with the bulk of this contaminant.
Can we tell when they leave?
You can't see through the door that is closed, so you have no idea. You might be able to... if you put your ear to the door, you might be able to hear it.
Let's do that.
Alright, you listen and see if they get out. Oh wait, it's orange. They can't open that door.
Alright, open the door again. Fuck.
Right. After not hitting the door open for a while, you open your door, and you realize they're like banging on the door and it won't open.
I'm gonna run to the end of the hallway as my arm dissolves into goo. As this spreads, to let them all out now.
As you do, you swipe your cards is goo, you get goo on the wall, goo spreads, they're covered in goo. The door does open, the contaminant escapes into the infrared zone.
What? No, what are we doing here?
You're opening a door, there's a contaminant getting out.
I think that you're misinterpreting actions. Yeah, no, I've got the one gooey arm, and I'm using the good arm with the key card.
Alright, but the goo's still dripping around, and they have some goo on them. So some goo's gonna get out, that's all I'm saying. They might escape, but some goo's gonna escape with them.
Well, we'll research that goo when we get back, and then we'll be able to kill it.
Yeah, I mean,
get out.
like you are the samples.
We gotta collect
Alright,
samples.
you open the door so the samples can escape. Do you want to remain behind, team leader?
Yeah.
Anyone else remain behind in the room as the doors close behind you?
Yeah, so my plan was people get out with collected samples. No goo on them.
That's what I said. He was already going to sacrifice himself.
But no, if you guys get out, they're getting splashed. I'll agree.
You are back in.
Rolled really well to collect that goo.
I'll say you guys get out with the collection. Only team leader sacrifices himself. You guys make it out the door. There's still definitely something going on behind the door that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, and I'm going back in. Slide to go back into the main 30 by 30.
Goo continues to do damage on you. Over the 12, so part of half of your body's incapacitated at this point. You're half paralyzed.
With my last breath, I go to the one that clearly has a tongue print, the mini nuke that has a tongue print on.
You put your tongue on it, you fall on it and tongue out.
Hold on. I called Frank Computer and I say, Frank Computer, set lockdown condition violet.
So you set it as the highest priority you know. No one can come here unless they're violet clearance. This is off limits.
And then I press my tongue to the mini nuke.
Which explodes, doing as much damage as it can to everything inside of here, including this contaminant, whatever it is. Luckily, these R&D rooms are built for this kind of a thing. This stuff happens a lot. So, besides a loud noise, it doesn't, in a little bit of rumbling, but it doesn't affect anyone outside of the area. So you guys will feel the shake of an explosion. Something just happened. You guys don't know what. It doesn't affect you at all. You guys have escaped safely. But as far as you can tell, the mission's done if you want to report to mission debriefing.
As soon as possible.
Alright, you guys return to mission debriefing. Back past some vending machines, unless you guys want to buy some more Algedum crisps or B3 drinks. You'll pass that, you'll pass some confession booze. You'll make it to an elevator, you'll walk past a lot of workers, a lot of infrared workers. Unless you want to fuck with those guys, you don't have to. They leave you alone because you guys are red clearance, obviously. So you make it to the elevator without incident. You ride the elevator back up to Red District where you're just normal citizens again. You're able to make it back to the briefing room. All of you guys have been there, so you know how to find it again. Friend Computer says,
Welcome to mission debriefing, citizens. Friend Computer now requests a report from your team leader. Remember, interrupting a team member during debriefing is considered treason, so please wait your turn if you have something to report or any disputes with reports made.
Then Friend Computer silently waits for your team leader to give a report.
So I don't say shit.
Yeah, for 2 minutes there's complete silence.
And I close my mouth, I put my hand over my mouth, and I wave, no, 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 to everyone that's around me.
No one says anything for 2 straight minutes. After that, Friend Computer politely interrupts again.
Thank you, citizen, for your report. Friend Computer now requests a loyalty transcript debriefing from your loyalty officer. Please present your ILTR and any pertinent information you believe Friend Computer needs to know.
I do the same thing, my hand over my mouth, and I wave no, no, no to my team members.
No one says anything? Full 2 minutes pass, no one says anything, it's complete silence in the room. After that, Friend Computer acknowledges the silence and says, Thank you, citizen, for your report.
Do any other team members have any statements they wish to make in public about this mission?
I did the same thing.
I'd look at my other team members and I shrug.
I look at everyone and make sure that no one else is speaking, and there's not even a chance that anybody would interrupt me. I just go, mission success!
Please return all the equipment to your equipment officer to be checked and returned by them before leaving the briefing room. Any damaged or missing items must be accounted for, and friend computer will assess any fines or paperwork as necessary.
Equipment officer, would you like to collect all equipment now?
I find everything that we have left, and I grab it up.
All right. Does anybody refuse or hide anything? Does anyone want to keep anything, or you guys want to return whatever you guys have?
I didn't ever actually get anything, and I had vials, and those were given to my team leader. So since I am absolved of everything and responsibilities that I have to 4th and 4B, I retreat because my clothes are soaked with goo, and I go straight towards my R&D department to obtain new, fresh, hygienic clothes, and also give away my goo-covered clothes to R&D for research and development samples to benefit Frank Computer.
Before it gets on your flesh. That's probably wise. Alright, so
yeah,
that guy's like, I'm out of here. Mac's like, I'm out. He's like, I got no equipment. He's out of here. Kit R. Cat, you were fined 227 credits for equipment damage and loss. So subtract that from how many credits you have. In this game, you can have a debt, so you can have a minus credits in this game. So subtract 227 from whatever that number is you have. That's where you at. That's where you stand in society right now, as far as financially. So apart from Gibson, everyone except Gibson gets 9 bags of Algedum crisps free. Everyone.
9 bags of Algedum crisps?
9 bags of Algedum crisps. Yep, free to your account.
God.
Everyone, including Gibson's family, not Gibson that died, but your family still gets it, so everyone gets this. Everyone gets 50 credits across the board. If you play tonight's game, 50 credits to your family. Everyone gets 2 skill points for their current clone to distribute as you wish, to whatever skills you like, 2 skill points. So after that, you guys are dismissed and sent back to your regular jobs. You go back to your regular life, you return to your family, you go back to your bunk, you go back to the cafeteria, you go back to your job, doing whatever it is you normally do. Ever since your last mission, your life has gone back to normal in Alpha Complex. For some of you, it's been longer since your last mission than others. Some of you, it doesn't seem that long at all. It seems like just a day cycle ago. Although time can be weird, your sleep cycle's all been messed up. All these extra troubleshooting duties, and work's been tough. You've been down a clone, so you've been working extra hours. So all of you are getting worked a little harder, sleeping a little less. Rajo run. You got addicted to Wider Awake on your last mission. When you're not taking Wider Awake, you will not be alert, you'll be sleepy. You can try to purchase some, or you can try to procure some from a DocBot.
You can purchase some.
PLC and try to requisition some, pay for some. For those, since it's a drug, you have to fill out a form describing why you need them.
All the better to serve Frank in my work capacity, so I can work more and more for Frank Computer.
According to this, 1 Wider Awake is 160 credits.
Of course, that's how they get you. Alright, yeah, sure, I'll pay that.
You buy 1 Wider Awake.
And I went on by 2. Let's buy 2. And I'll pop one right now.
Alright, so now you're highly aware, alert, generally happy attitude. Last for the rest of this mission. If you just continue taking it, there will be side effects, of course. So you're going to get a +4 to all your skills while you're on this Wider Awake. So right now it'll be easier for you to do stuff because you're wide awake.
Oh, I just took 1.
I wouldn't take 2 unless that's what you're into. Buying pills in your free time, popping pills, just to stay awake at work at HPDMC. It's not a job you like. You've been working with B3 now. You've been being a rep guy. So since your last mission, you've been like handing out B3 stickers and promoting B3, standing by B3 machines and making them look busy and like talking about how much you love B3 and putting up flyers and stuff like that, hyping it.
I'm an O now, and I'm super excited about it.
So you've been going around the red sector in your orange outfit. You're going about doing your daily work. You're all hyped up on Wider Awake, putting up flyers one day. When you get the call, mandatory bonus duty, troubleshooter time. You spring into action.
Super excited! Woo!
Well, you're already on the red sector, so you're being called to a briefing room nearby where you're putting up all these flyers. Right around the corner from that B3 machine and one of those Algedum crisp dispensers.
Those fuckers.
So you want to jog over there?
Yeah.
Alright, you're wide awake, so you're moving fast as hell. You're going to be the first one there. You're going to arrive and be anxiously waiting for the rest of your team. The rest of the team, it's been less than a day cycle since you completed your last mission. So you're still recovering. You've been through a lot, except for you, I guess, Gibson.
Yeah,
you're just
really go through much, did I?
No, you just haven't been able to get off work, so you've been working an extra long shift here because no one's come to replace you. You lost the view screen on one of your subjects, so it hasn't been an ideal work day. You've got some INSEC orders. You know what to do. They've been given to you there on the view screen. You know what your job is. You need to report to a briefing room to accomplish these missions. You know how to get there.
I didn't go there.
Yeah, you go back to the secret room, out the red door.
I didn't go there myself.
You come out in your red garb, I assume?
Yeah, red garb.
Do anything in the secret room before you leave, or just dip out?
I'll take a pistol of each color.
Okay, 1 orange, 1 red?
Yeah.
You want to sign those out?
No.
Well, that's the only way to get them unless you want to figure some other way to sneak them out.
I guess I'll sign.
Scan your card, boop, 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 boop. Those are recorded in your inventory. You have them for your job. They're not your personal belongings. They still belong to IntSec, but they are on loan to you. Tuck those away in your big red trench coat.
Yep, I sure do.
You head right away to the briefing room. Of course, Mako Das.
Oh, dang.
Mako got promoted. He's got his new job in R&D. He hasn't even got to settle in yet. He's even had to do his first day of work. He just got off and was going to go to sleep. But he didn't even get to finish a full night's rest. He had woken up. One of your R&D officers is there, being called back to the briefing room.
Back on the grind.
He gives you the briefing room number. You recognize the number right away as the one you're at last day cycle.
That's right. I head on there in my new crisp orange uniform, my flashy yellow sash, which lets everyone know that I'm a mutant for the cause, Friend Computer FC, and then also I'm guessing some sort of badge or indicator that I do now also work for Algedums.
You've got an Algedums patch.
Can Algedum, you better
Proudly
outjoin.
represent the brand that you work for now.
Son of a bitch.
A competing brand.
They don't even operate the same space.
They don't.
I've never heard of them.
So, you're doing an R&D for Algedums though.
Big three.
You're doing research for Algedums. You're doing snack research now. Taste test snacks, or get others to taste test snacks, or if you come up with any great ideas for a snack, you can pass it on and possibly get to test it on infrared people. That's where you're at in your career right now. Is
Can't wait to make snacks.
now you're test tasting snacks.
I just want to survive long enough to make a snack.
But you didn't get to taste any yet because you just got woken up out of bed to,
That's right.
to go to a mission.
Oh
on
my God, it's
on your
fine.
way to the mission, do you want to stop at a snack machine, buy any snacks, or a B3 machine? Algedum crisps and Algedum chips compete with each other as well.
Yeah, that's like a brand competitor versus a store competitor.
I've got all I need in my trusty old pockets and my noggin.
All right, so you're ready to go. You head right to that room. Love our boy 5. Back on the army grind. Well, right after you got off your mission, you didn't even get to go rest. They put you right back on that guard duty near the hazard zone. So you haven't even left the hazard zone this whole time. Right after the briefing, we went right back down there and kind of stood around with an infrared from coming nearby. Over the course of the last several hours while you've been at work, you've seen the presence of orange warbots increase. Saw a team of orange troubleshooters go in and not come back out. And your captain comes up to you, sighs, and says they want you back in the same briefing room as last day cycle.
Alright.
So you head back upstairs.
Easy to find.
So the three of you are probably going to approach the briefing room at the same time while Raj O waits inside. So you'll see each other in the hallway before you go inside if you guys want to briefly talk to each other.
I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that the same people going to the same briefing room. Maybe we did a great job last time.
Well, I ended up getting that job without Jedums. We're clearly being involved in another mission, perhaps similar to the other one that we were on. So I think we're doing great.
I lost 2 clone brothers, so it's got to be important if nothing else.
That's right. As well as I, but they say that each version is better than the last. So hopefully, this is just an improvement upon Friend Computer's sporadic perfection.
Okay.
Well put.
I high five everybody with a cloth in between my hands.
Alright, and then you guys enter the room. When you do, there's this big burly guy inside.
I know, yeah. I shake his hand with my cloth, and I respect him because he's orange, like I am.
How you doing?
Hello.
So you meet this new friend, big guy, Big Raj.
Have you guys tried Wider Awake? That stuff is the jam.
Good, I like to keep my faculties close to my other faculties.
Alright, so you guys have this conversation. The light of Friend Computer blinks on the screen, sort of sporadically at first, then comes on firm, and the voice of Friend Computer, hopefully, echoes forth from the speaker.
I stand and applaud.
Same.
Hello, loyal citizens. Friend Computer requests your assistance with an R&D accident cleanup, equipment retrieval, and citizen danger assessment. Your briefing officers will have any further details you require. Friend Computer thanks you for your loyal service and awaits your safe return.
3 orange officers will flicker onto the screen and welcome most of you back and say we hope you've had a chance to meet Raj O, sort of a cooperation with their brand.
Gives him a massive thumbs up and a massive smile. That almost seems genuine these days.
Due to the mixed results of your previous mission, we had some trouble in the lab where you first discovered faulty product, and then again in the testing lab when our scientists tried to test it. Since you guys seem to have the best head around what's going on in there, see how dangerous it still is, maybe find a way to contain it, clean it up, cover any missing equipment.
Here's the great
He'll be greatly rewarded, of course.
So Love and I, we're familiar with this. We've done this before, previous mission. You know, I was familiar with the previous clone of Gibson here, and he was definitely capable. And now we have the one of the brand representatives of Beef 3 here. You know, I think what we need to do, first off, we're going to pass this mission. Beyond that and solving Friend Computer's problems and keeping this a safe environment for all of us true lovers of Friend Computer, I think this whole thing means something, man. If we figure out all this and we nip both of these things in the bud, and you and I, Raj, he's right. This is about cross-branding. At the end of this, we can combine our products into a new and amazing product. We need to survive this. We have,
listen, I've got it.
3 chips and the algae soda. Come on.
We'll call it P3. Potent Phytoplankton Potable.
I love it.
We got to get him involved too. We're all going to be involved. That's what happens. That's what gets done here.
Brainstorming.
We get to step up. We're all getting to step up. We're all going to get all this.
We need minds like you and
Got a good feeling about this, guys.
You know what? The briefing officers on the view screen have a good feeling about you too, Mako DOS4, and that's why they're making you team leader. Roger O, run 3. You're going to be in charge of hygiene and happiness.
I love happiness.
Gibson O, HKD4, loyalty and communications and recording. And Love Our Boy 5, you're our equipment officer. Badges will be distributed for you to affix to yourself, however you see fit. After that, as always, an equipment requisition form will print out for you guys. The briefing officers will also remind you that while there is no experimental equipment on request for this mission, you folks have had lots of missions before. Any R&D equipment you've ever experienced, you can probably get from R&D. Just run it through an R&D guy if you have one on your team that helps. And you think it might come in handy on this mission, feel free to try and request it. Otherwise, the equipment on this list is as follows. All basic equipment you can get at the PLC. There is an EMSBRK, an ILTR-1, an SCS Model 6, 1 red field hygiene kit, 2 Easy Does-Its, a multi-quarter 2, an MTK-1, 4 Wider Awakes, 4 red laser barrels, 1 orange rad suit.
Team leader, I think we should have 2 orange laser barrels for ourselves since we are indeed orange.
Well, there'll be 3, wouldn't it?
One orange red suit?
1 orange rad suit, radiation suit. Apparently one of the areas you guys have to go, there's a mini nuke set off there, and so there's some radiation. The mini nuke does not affect the substance, though, so at least we know that.
What's an EMSBRK?
Yeah, you've never seen one of those before. It doesn't say on the list. Would you like to ask a briefing officer, or do you want to wait till you get to PLC and find out?
Yes.
You ask, it's the emergency manual scrub bot replacement kit. Do you guys want to go retrieve this stuff at PLC? Or stop and get any drinks, snacks, go to get some plastic creds, stop by a confession booth, swing by your bunk, anything really.
We can go and pick up all this stuff here and make any changes that we need. 2 red laser barrels and 2 orange.
You can't change anything on it unless you want to forge it. You can add stuff at the bottom, and that's just requesting and hoping you get it. It's not guaranteed.
I will not forge. I will add at the bottom then. I will write in just to add 1 orange laser barrel.
I think we should have 4 more Wider Awakes.
Denied. We have 1 orange rad suit.
Probably need 2 more of those.
I'm thinking no. I'm just thinking maybe I'll be more likely to get gloves than a whole bunch of rad suits. At the bottom, I'll put 1 orange laser barrel and 1 pair of orange rad gloves and 3 pairs of red rad gloves.
This concludes the current mission recording. Friend Computer thanks all citizens for their complete and undivided attention and reminds you that listening to the next episode of Dungeon Complex is mandatory.
This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.